Hi, I'm David McQuaid, and you're listening to Mindset. And on this episode of Mindset, we're going to be talking about the Mindset social media campaign. As I've mentioned, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Mindset social media campaign. Now, I wanted to start this because with working on Mindset for over a year, I've found that I haven't really had time to focus on the Mindset social medias. I have posted stuff here and there, especially on TikTok. Now, one thing that caught my attention with posting on TikTok is that one of my TikToks got 5,000 views, but with that, I also noticed that I wasn't really gaining a following, and it was something that I was really interested in. So I wanted to figure out what posts I needed to make to gain a following, and see how I can get more attraction to Mindset's social medias. So with that, I set out myself two goals. Number one was to gain 100 followers on both TikTok and Instagram, and number two was to do 6 professional posts. So throughout this episode, we are going to discuss the social media posts that I done, what did they get, and comparing the two platforms what I posted on, so TikTok and Instagram, to see how did they do and which one done better. So the first TikTok I posted was on March 1st. This was Self-Injury Awareness Day. It was just a really simple TikTok. It was just a slideshow with 2 images. The first image saying, why is this so important? Why is this day so important? And then the second slide saying that it's Self-Injury Awareness Day. So this was my first proper TikTok to blow up. I would say, because within the first 5 minutes it got 1,000 views, but by the end of the day it has 62.3k views. Now, if we're looking at the TikTok now, it's been 2 months since the TikTok was posted, and now it has 3,220 likes, 54 comments, 318 favourites. But the massive part from all of this TikTok doing so well, was that I gained 70 followers, which took me to my main goal, which was gaining 100 followers on one of my social media platforms. Now, with achieving it that easily by just posting one TikTok, I automatically knew that I had to up myself, to challenge myself, to challenge myself more, and to find out what I really need to do to gain attraction to Mindset's account. One social media post and gaining 70 followers just felt too easy. So with this, I believe that the TikTok done this well was because everybody was posting about this topic. It's really important to talk about, and it was the one thing that was on my social media page or my TikTok for you page the whole entire time. Or it can just be as simple as the hashtags that I used, and maybe that's why it done so well, just because people were looking through the hashtags. But that's why I believe that this TikTok done the way it did. The next social media post I done was on March 22nd. On this day, I posted on both TikTok and Instagram. This was to celebrate Mindset's 1 year anniversary. Starting looking at with the Instagram post, I collected random clips and images of me working on Mindset from the start until now. This post didn't do so well. I got 12 likes and 0 comments. This could be because people could find reels more engaging, like posting clips and stuff, than just swiping through images. Even though there was clips there, they probably just want something that's more snappy and can catch your attention. So moving on to TikTok, I followed the same idea as Instagram, and I went and done like a little flashback thing before working on Mindset to now. And this post didn't do so well either. The really interesting thing about both of these posts is they both got the exact same amount of attraction. So I think that the reason these two posts didn't do as amazing is because that people probably just like prefer clips, and they can't really relate to what I'm posting in a sense. So because I'm posting about me and my podcast for celebrating a year, not everybody's going to relate to that, because Mindset is my thing and it's my thing that I take pride in. Or it's just that people really, really prefer short form, snappy content instead of having to swipe through like 19 images. So the next social media post I done was on April 4th. I posted on TikTok and Instagram Reels. This was me talking about 5 bits of advice that get me through my day-to-day life. So starting with looking on TikTok, the post got 1,979 views, 40 likes, I gained 2 followers, which takes me up to 102, and 1 comment. On Instagram though, it got 87 views and 4 likes and 0 comments. Well, looking at this, TikTok done a lot better than the Instagram post. This could come down to multiple things. It might be that for Instagram, it's just not landing on the right people's feed, and therefore people aren't, like, oh, this is really interesting. It's just not for them. But I think what it really comes down to is that between my Instagram account for Mindset and my TikTok account for Mindset is that on TikTok I have a bigger following. So there's a 76 difference between the followers I have on Mindset's Instagram to TikTok. So I have 31 followers on Instagram and 107 on TikTok. So I think this is like the major factor of why my TikToks are doing a lot better than they are on Instagram. Or yet again, it could just come down to as simple as the hashtags that I used were getting looked at through more on TikTok. So the final social media post I'll be talking about for now is I posted on Instagram and TikTok. This post is me trying to record for Mindset social medias. I took out all the funny bits that I thought were great because for working on Mindset for over a year, it's showing that even though I have done this podcast for a long time now, that I still kind of struggle with doing simple things like trying to record for social media. So looking at TikTok, starting with Instagram this time, it got 132 views, 4 likes and 1 share. Compared to TikTok, the TikTok got 754 views, 36 likes and 0 comments. And I managed to gain 2 followers. So that takes me to 104. And then throughout this, I've randomly gained another 3, but we love that. So yet again, we can see that the TikTok does better than the Instagram post. But if we're looking at the Instagram post in itself, this Instagram post has done better than any of the ones that I've mentioned throughout the ones that I've mentioned, funnily enough. It's my best performing one, and I think that is because with Reels, there's a lot of like memes and stuff. Like if you scroll through Reels, there's a lot of like funny videos and stuff. So I think that might just come under that category. That's why it's got that amount of views. But looking at both of them and trying to compare them, TikTok done a lot better again. So for this, we're going to look at the comparison. With looking at the 4 posts I've done so far, throughout this month we can see that overall TikTok compared to Instagram does do better, or has done a lot better. This could be down to many different factors. It could be that TikTok's whole purpose is revolved around making short form content, and that's why my posts are doing a lot better on there than they are compared to Instagram. It could be that the hashtags on TikTok are getting more attraction and people are actively looking up these hashtags and clicking on them and trying to find videos on this said topic. Or it really just does come down to that I have a lot more followers on TikTok compared to Instagram. That's why that's why I believe my TikToks are performing a lot better than they are on Instagram, because I do have that big, like, not big following, but I have that 76 difference between both accounts, whereas Mindset's TikTok is the one that has the heaviest following or the biggest following. So therefore maybe that is why my account is getting a lot more attention. And there's also like reposts and stuff. People can repost my TikToks and it'll land on other people's For You page who follows them. So then the person, like if you follow them, maybe their friend is like, oh, I'm really intrigued to see what this is. Where I don't think a lot of people post reels on their stories and stuff, so therefore maybe that's also why. But so with this, I still have 2 social media posts to do, and we'll be back with the final conclusion. Can my Instagram reels get more engagement, or will TikTok be the best platform for me to continue to post content on. I'll be back with part 2. And we're back. Don't worry about the location change. We just needed to change location. But we're back with the continuation of the Mindset social media campaign. Now, as we left off in the comparison, which was talking about how does my content compare on TikTok and Instagram, and that I had 2 other social media posts to do. Now, we're back, and we have the other 2 social media posts, and we have our conclusion. So without further ado, let's continue. So, May 3rd was when I posted my next social media post. On this day, I posted about Mental Health Awareness Month. It's May, and May marks Mental Health Awareness Month. So I thought, why not just do a little video talking about a little things, like just make sure to check up on your family and your friends. I'm proud of you. It's okay to speak up and get help, even if it's like professional help. Even though that seems a little scary, it's definitely beneficial, and it is a big step to take. So I posted this on Instagram and on TikTok, and looking at TikTok, I got 34 likes, 267 views, and 6 reposts, and 0 comments. On Instagram, I got 219 views, 17 likes, and 1 share. With this, we can see that Instagram is slowly starting to get more views, because when I mentioned the last social media, it didn't do too well. It only got like 132. So we're slowly seeing that rise in the Instagram posts. But yet again, as mentioned throughout all of this, TikTok is still doing a lot better, but as Instagram's finally finally getting the engagement that I've been looking for throughout this whole campaign. So now we jump to May 23rd. This was the last social media post I posted, and this was get to know the presenter. The last time I reintroduced myself, or I introduced myself, was in Mindset episode 1. That's been over a year ago. A lot's kind of changed since then, so I thought it would just be really fun to talk about myself, talk about some few fun facts, and also who's my favourite artist and all that. I thought that was really fun, so I really wanted to do this idea. It also makes for a really good pin post on Instagram, because then if people go to my Instagram, they're going to be more intrigued to look at what is my pin post. So with, yet again, posted on both TikTok and Instagram. If you look at TikTok first, it got 761 views, 19 likes and 3 comments, along with 0 reposts. So it's done quite well in my eyes. All of my TikToks have seemed to get over what's the word I'm looking for? They've all got over at least 500 views. So that's quite good in my eyes. If we focus our attention onto Instagram though, this got 310 views, 5 likes, no comments. So with this, Instagram finally is getting the attraction and engagement that I've been wanting. If we look back compared to the very first Instagram post that I talked about, this only had 87 views, and now we're getting 310 views. This might mean that my content is getting pushed out more. And so, to wrap this up, we have our conclusion. So with this, we can see that my social media does extremely better on TikTok compared to Instagram. Yet again, this is as simple as TikTok's sole purpose is to post short form content, as compared to Instagram. And because TikTok is the fastest rising social media platform, everyone is moving more towards it. And TikTok is gathering the biggest risers in users. So did I manage to reach my goals? Yes and no, I would say. So the main reason for this whole social media campaign is that I just wanted to strengthen Mindset social media. And I want to say that I feel like I managed to strengthen Mindset social media a lot. To back this, we can look at the attraction and interaction that the social media posts have gained throughout this entirety of the campaign. Now, no, because I set myself the goal of reaching 200 followers. But with that, I failed and I didn't manage to achieve it. Although I did manage to gain a better following, and I'm now at 112 followers. When starting this campaign, I was kind of I think I was at at least either 30. So I've gained Hold on, let me do the maths. 82 followers, I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, this whole campaign has given me a foundation on how to start growing Mindset social media. I have a few posts that I've already got planned to continue like posting, and yeah, I have a few already planned. But with looking at other podcasters' social medias, now these are like bigger podcasters than me, like Jack Mate's Happy Hour. There's a lot of them. There's a few things that I could have probably done that I seem to have missed out. This was like, they were posting clips from episodes, which throughout this campaign I really didn't. I posted bits of me recording stuff, and I posted me like, oh my god, yeah, I just never thought of posting a clip at all because I don't know. And then there's also these like clips of like, so when they're posting clips from the podcast, it could be something serious or statistics or facts, like, you know, that will catch their viewers' attention. Also, they post clips with their guests, so like this is also very good because, for example, if a podcaster that I listen to has before announcing the episode put a clip up of the guest that maybe I'm like really into, like, oh, I'm a fan of this person, then yeah, that would catch my attention and I would want to go listen to the podcast. So, you know, like, there's that's something that I could do. Of course, I'm going to be continuing on working on Mindset social media, and I'm going to continue to try and grow it. Even after this little campaign, it's really helped me understand what I need to do and what could I do better. And even though I feel like I haven't done that great, I also feel like there's a sense of achievement there. Like, I've done pretty well. So yeah, I'll try and continue to work on this throughout Mindset social media campaign. But with this, there's also going to be stuff that I'm working on, like Patreon. I want to have a Patreon, so that will contain exclusive clips, behind the scenes, bloopers, because let me tell you, I have a lot of those. Merch has been something that I've been asked about a lot, and I have some ideas for that, so don't worry, I will hopefully get in the works at some point. So before I wrap this up, please keep your eyes on the Mindset social media. They've been linked. The little ads for them have been in this video the entire time, and you can either find them in the description, or you can head over to Mindset's Instagram, which is Mindset the podcast, and click on the link tree, and you can get access to my social medias. And as always, I would like to end this episode with, wherever you are, however dark the journey seems, come back. Someone's left the light on. I've been Debbie McQuaid. You've been listening to Mindset. Come along to the next episode so we can talk about your mindset.